Okay, first I will ask why we need a test engine Selenium exactly. Why, if you see till now we executed what you call so many test cases we executed. Assume that there are some test cases, then we executed. In order to see the reporting, we would have come in a console and saw the reporting exactly. So in TestNG don't have any reporting structure. So in order to see the reporting, whether how many test cases passed, fail, then if you wanted to send a report to the management, so it is difficult to without using a TestNG. If you see, remember, we executed test case in order to see whether test cases is executed proper or not. We used to come see in a console exactly. We didn't saw any reporting structure. So Selenium doesn't provide, so that is the one disadvantage of a Selenium. So it don't have any reporting structure. We have to depend on a third party application. So third party framework or tool, which is a TestNG. So TestNG means test next generation, which is developed on a TestNG developed on a what you call a JUnit framework. Earlier it is a JUnit. So from after that, some people again developed by using the base concept of a JUnit. TestNG came into picture actually, and the main advantage of TestNG is like reporting structure. Selenium don't have any reporting structure, so people will use a TestNG for a reporting structure framework. So that's the why people use a TestNG in a Selenium for reporting purpose only, main advantage. And it's also provide a annotation exactly. There are so many annotations are available in a Selenium. We will go in TestNG. We'll go one by one. Then apart from that, it will provide data provider also. It will have options, and it will have what you call, you can do grouping on, depends on different. There are so many annotation actually in TestNG. We'll go through the one by one. So before moving to the TestNG, so how we can integrate TestNG in your, or how you can install a TestNG in the Eclipse actually. So first you have to go help. If you see there is a Eclipse marketplace, you have to go here, or once you go here, you have to search TestNG here. It's loading. So you have to go here, you have to search here as a TestNG. It's not come. Let's see. So if you, at least you will get here TestNG. If not, I will show you how to install from other third party directly. So if you click here, you'll like this. There are 1 minute. Like this, can you see guys here, like Eclipse, like this only TestNG will come here. So if you click in install, so it will ask for permission, provide yes. Then once you install, you have to give a yes, exact. You have to give yes, then you have to restart the Eclipse. I will try to show you again in different project how to installation. So otherwise I will take in next class how to install that one. I am installed, but it is not showing in Eclipse marketplace. I'll see, I will prepare other thing. It will show here exactly TestNG. Otherwise I have to install from TestNG. So one more way is there, right? You can directly go and install by using yeah, I will show you again installation in other. I will take this what to call in other class. So let's see somewhere. if it should come, or here also you can search 1 minute. Yeah, here you have to click here. You have to give the TestNG path actually here directly. You have to get the TestNG path. Then you can directly, if you provide the TestNG path, it will install. These two way we can do. I'm checking whether that path is available or not. Okay, guys, I will show you tomorrow that installation again one more time. So how it should be there. It's not showing exactly. Otherwise, if it's not available, I will show you if it's not. Other way, there are two ways we can install. Just again install new. What is there software here? There I have to give this what you call path, the TestNG path repository path. Then at the end it will come a TestNG. Exactly. I will show you later onwards. So once you install TestNG, so you need to download TestNG jar file also. So how you can download, right? Yes. How you can do? Go to here TestNG jar. You can type this one. You will get Maven. You can go through Maven repository direct. I have some Maven repository link. So here, if you go to the TestNG, you can search here. TestNG, if you search, you will get the jar files here. Can you see here? TestNG. Click on this TestNG. You can get the latest jar files here. Whichever available, so we can see based on whichever it is 7.5, 7.4. So it depends on your compatibility, which browser compatibility, which what you call jar file compatibility for which TestNG version. So you, based on that you can take exactly. So assume that if you want this one, you click on this one. Then through Maven also you can install the direct. You can download a jar file. Can you see here jar file? It is there. Just you have to download this jar files. Once you download jar file, it will download your locally. Then same thing you have to uh, give this path to the your build config path file. So after downloading, what you have to do, right? Sorry guys, 1 minute. I will come back. Somebody is knocking the door. Yeah, sorry, somebody was knocking the door. So where I was there actually. So once you install jar file, you have to give this jar file to the your build config path file. I will show you. Go to here Java. If you installation setup path, I have told how to give this what to call first class exactly configure the TestNG everything. Not TestNG, this build path. So here go here, add external jar files. Then you bring that jar files wherever you store. Once you bring the jar files, apply, click on apply. So TestNG jar file upload. How you will confirm whether TestNG is installed or not. So if you right click, this option will come for you, this TestNG. Once you install here, right, this right click option will come for you exactly, TestNG installed or not exactly. So you can confirm by using this way, TestNG installed or not. So now we installed the TestNG. So now we'll start writing a test cases. So it is similar way, we can write a test case. So what I will do, I will create one class here. So that so here I created one more. Take no worries. Class. So okay, TestNG doesn't require a main method. So in inbuilt, it will call a main method actually. No need to write for a TestNG main method. So if you see, there are so many annotation. This is the official website, testng.org. If you click on a top here documentation, this is the official website. So in TestNG, what are the annotation? I told you, right? Different annotations are available: before suit, after suit, before test, after test, before group, after group, and at test method, before method, after method. Apart from that, it also provide a data provider. So data provider means you, when you wanted to input the test data to the test data to the test case, that time data provider will help you. Again, listeners are there. Listeners, so if you wanted to modify the TestNG reporting structure, that time listener will help you. Again, parameterization is also available. Then at test method also available. Apart from this, also parameters available in the TestNG. We'll see one by one what are the parameter available. So first you will learn with the at test. At test, what it will do, it will execute basically test cases. So means current test cases at test method. If you write at test annotation, it will give preference to the current test first. So first you have to write at test after line. So if you see here, you have to import. I'll see. I will write first, then we'll import it also. I will write a one test case method name or one test case like public public sorry, wide, public wide verify launch browser or verify launch browser. This is a method name, so you have to do it like this. So now this is a one test case, means we are verifying browser is launching or not. If you guys see, can you see you import or test annotation is asking, so you have to import at test method. So now we have imported a test method. So I will write a what you call launching the browser. I will copy paste if wherever it is there already. So just I will launch one website. Let's see. So what I did, right? First I'm writing this Chrome there, launching eBay website. I'm getting a title. You don't worry about this assert and reporting. I will tell you exactly. As of now, see, we'll see only this what you call TestNG only. This assertion will take in the next class once done. So this driver getting, I'm getting a title of, if you remember this concept, it already run the driver dot get title. This my actual result, this expected result, and comparing exactly assert dot assert. Just I will giving high level. I will explain assert concept in later onwards exactly to check whether test cases fall. Now we have written a one test case. Now we wanted to run. How we can do? Just right click here. If you see, run as a TestNG test, it will come. If you write annotation, that method, if you right click here, run as a TestNG test method. If you see in previous class, what I'm getting, run as a Java application I was getting. I didn't use to got a what to call TestNG, because now we are integrated a TestNG, so we are getting a run as a TestNG. So right click here, just run as a TestNG. If you glue run as a TestNG test case, it will run. Let's say. Now it's executed launched. If you see here, it is showing what you call run one, pass one, failure zero. If you see here, this is a console report. You can see here also exactly that this is also reporting structure. You can see here, if it test case is failed, it will come. Summary also, it will I will show you again how much time it taken to execute what you call total time to second. One class, one method. One class means this is a one class. one method. If you see, this is the one method available. This is a class. Total how many classes are there, how many methods are there, total time to execute. This is a detailed summary it will give. So here, apart from that, here if you see, what to call, I don't have as of now nothing here. We'll show. Yeah, here also this console report. You can see that passed. If it is failed, here it will come as a failed. If it is passed, it is a, this is a method name. Okay. Apart from this, a console report we can see. So once you run, what you have to do, right? Just you have to right click the project name. Then you have to do refresh. Where is there? If you do refresh, there is a one file it will generate as a test output file. If you go here, test output file will generate. In test or Selenium, sorry, TestNG it will provide a 3 reports actually. One is a email label report, one is a index report, one this is a console report. Also, they will call it a console. So if you click here, email label report, right click, open with web browser. If you see here, can you guys see here? So if you say this is a reporting structure, so test passed one, it will tell passed, skipped, retried, failed, total number of, include group, exclude group, this will see later on also. So class, method, start time, end time, you can see which method is also executed, whether test cases are. If you previously we executed Java applications only, that time you didn't use to get this reporting structure and all. So Selenium make easy, comfortable. Assume that there are 100 test cases in that, what to call, 100 test cases are there, so you are running. In that case, how it will be like, you will get beautiful reporting structure, right? The total number of test case passed, filled, blocked, everything will get, instead of sending a manually report to the management. If you assume that there is a no TestNG, you have executed 100 test cases, you have to keep track record of the manually how many test cases you executed and not run everything, right? Here TestNG will give ready-made reporting structure. This is one what you call, email reporting structure. Other thing, one more, it will call the index reporting also it will provide. So right click here, if you see index reporting, open with, let's see. So this is the index reporting structure. This is a newer version exactly. Here also you can see what yeah, which method it is. This is a index reporting structure here. Method, class name. This is a class. If you see here, our class name, method, uh, time, total time to execute this. This is a, what you call a new. If you go, I will switch retro. One method, switch retro thing. So like this, it will come exactly. Here you can see here, total number of test cases passed. This is the path of this your HTML output. If you see here, whatever the output here console I have written, that output it will come here also. If where we written in test cases, we written, right? So just you, as of now, ignore these things. Uh, when I start writing assertion, everything I will come to know exactly. Sorry, where it went there. Yeah, this is a index reporting structure. So if you wanted to send a report to your management team, directly you go to this particular path where it is there. Then you just you send directly this reporting structure to the your manager. It will directly give ready-made, what to call, uh, total current status of the suit, if you executed suit, everything. So manager can see total number of test cases passed, fail, everything from here only they can see. Any doubt here with respect to TestNG? How you can see the reporting? Yeah, this is at test. Now assume that now I'll give a one more test here. Exactly, assume that there are, now we'll see what you call, now you know, right, how TestNG runs. Now you have to see the order of execution, how TestNG will order, what are the different parameters are there. We'll see different annotation, how it will execute. Now we'll go with one by one here. Let's see whether I have any test cases you added. Okay, let's see. I will create one more, what to call, order execution. So otherwise I can show you here also. I'll create one more class. So just I will change the method name. So assume that order test here, assume that this is verify. Just for your understanding, I will give test B test. Then I create one more class. A test. The test. Just I will give different website. I will give here something. Flipkart.com is there. So what I'm doing, right? One in first test case executing on other website. Second test case I'm executing. We'll see how it will executed. As of now, we'll see. I don't want this one. Okay, I can show you failed test cases also reported. Okay. So what you have to do is just you click here, this method, run as a TestNG test. So it will run entire the available test in that particular class. So it's executed. Okay, can you guys see here? One test case is passed, one test case is failed, because here that assertion actual result and expected result didn't match, so it's failed. If you previously only one test cases we had, if you guys you can see here only which test case is passed, failed, detail level, you can only get exactly. So I will show again. If every time if you have to refresh this page, refresh, go to test output, email report, open it. So it's look neat and clean, right? If assume that there are 100 test cases, in that the 10 test cases failed, so you can here only it will give test case passed, how much failed, how much it will give here only count. Then total time is taken to execute this test case is like 12.88 milliseconds. So the what I was telling, right? The order of execution exactly. If you remember, okay, here only you can see first test executed is a test, even though I have written here a B test first method. So you keep remember test NJ always executed in a alphabetical order. Actually, which methods comes in a first, right? That alphabetical order it will execute. So that's the reason it will take a test case. Assume that there is a yeah, a test cases, B test case, C, it's always executed in alphabetical order of the name exactly. If you that you keep what you keep remember how to, the order of execution in a Selenium. So it's always executed in alphabetical order. If you have, I can show you one more test. Just I will add instead of A B, will make it is a C test. So in that C, I will make this as a this as a C, this as a B. So now how it will execute, right? First it will execute this method. Then if you remember with alphabetical name, first it will execute this method, then next it will execute this method, then next it will execute this method exactly. It's always executed in a alphabetical order. We'll run and we'll see whether it's executed in alphabetical order now. Can you guys say A, B, C? It's executed. So it's always. So if you might be thinking you give an alphabetical order, so it's executed. You can give any name. So I will remove this A, B. For understanding purpose, I given A, B, C exactly. Test one, test four, test three, like test one, three, four. Can you see it executed test 1 first, test 3, then test 4 exactly. If you go say reporting also, it will be same thing here. Where is open? So you can see here indexing report. If you go, you can see. So here you can get the detail levels also, which failed test cases which are then passed also. You can see here earlier first we show that pass only, total 3 methods are 2 failed, 1 passed test cases. Yes. Yeah, so that's with respect to order of execution. Any doubt how it will execute the order of execution? How TestNG, if it is there is a assume that here this is a one class, some 20 test cases are there. So you will keep remember it will execute an order of execute whichever method you write exactly here. Where is that learn TestNG? Created some. So if you give name instead of this one, you can see where it will come here. Instead of this one, you can give where. I can make this to small one, then this capital one. Let's see which will execute the first. You guys are able to see Chrome, right? Whatever I'm showing. If you see test, can you see? So if you see alphabetical order, ASCII character of t is comes first actually. So it took test 3. Then after that t, after that v. If you see alphabetical order a b c d, so v will come last, then after t will come before v, then this is a caps will come first actually. So you, if you remember what you call, so it will always execute by alphabetical order. You keep remember that one. Any doubt with respect to order of execution, how TestNG will execute then with respect to reporting? Okay, now we'll go to the different annotation or different what you call parameter available in TestNG. There are 3 test cases. Assume that you wanted to execute only these 2 test cases. You don't want it to execute this test cases. How we will do in that case? So Selenium provide one parameter called enabled actually. If you make enabled equal to false, this test case won't execute. Let's see. I will make this one enabled equal to false. This test case it won't execute. Only if you make any test case as enabled, any test case or method of to false, that won't execute it actually. If that is a one parameter provided by Selenium. If you see whether method on the class are enabled or not, means it's basically we are enabled. If you enabled equal to false means it's not enabled, so no need to take a consideration for execution. If you don't mention anything, by default it will take for execution. We'll run again this one. Let's see. Can you guys see? We made a test 3 is enabled false, so it didn't took consider for execution only this test case and this test cases. If you go reporting structure also, it will be same. Just refresh. Report open with browser. Can you see only here also it consideration for 2 test cases only. So one test for then this one verify launch browser. Any doubt here? We'll proceed with now. This enabled. So now my scenario is, assume that there are a scenario I wanted to execute these test cases some 4 to 5 times. Assume that there, so your test cases failing, you return some test cases, so it will failing out of 10 to 3-4 times. So you wanted to see that how many times you wanted to execute a repetitive times, how we can execute those times. So one thing is like you might be putting in a for loop or executing 10 times. So apart from that, in TestNG there is one more parameter called what to call innocation count. Actually, invocation count, what it will do, it will help you repeated number of a time to execute it defined repeated. So we'll show you just how you have to write right here. Invocation. Yeah, this is just you have to copy this one. Invocation count equal to 3. So what I will do, I will disable the this also. Then we'll see whether this test case will execute for 3 times or not. I will disable this test cases also. Only we are saying this verify launch browser. Let's see whether it will execute 3 times or not. The same test cases. Can you guys see it's launched 3 times? If you see, if you observe this, what you call browser, it's launching 3 times, different every time. Down also you guys can observe exactly it's launched 3 times, 1, 2, 3. If you see here, 3 test cases. So same method executed for 3 times. See. You wanted to execute 3 times. This is the time of what you call where you can use, right? Whenever the test cases is not stable, you are wanted to check on that particular test case, wanted to check the stability of the test case, how it is working. If I execute it 10 times, how what you call, what is the stability, whether 10 times is always passing or in between failing. In that case scenario, it will, this kind of what you call TestNG parameter will help you exactly. So in real time scenario, you will face exactly, there are test cases, it will out of 5, sometimes 2 times it's failing, 3 times it's passing. You don't know how stable. So instead of executing one by one every time, so you will keep, you make use of this invocation count. Then you run, you can see the stability of the test cases exactly. If you run for 10 times, after modifying your test cases, you run 10 times, and you can see whether it's always passing for 10 times or in between anything fail. In those kind of a scenario, these parameter will help you. Any doubt guys here till now with respect to Selenium? Sorry, TestNG, at test method, enabled method, order of execution, then invocation count. Okay, yeah. If not, then we'll go. One more parameter is there, timeout actually. So timeout, what it will do? Assume that this test cases is taking some it got stuck. Assume that it got some got stuck or something, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You don't know that test cases, what to call, it will weigh, it's getting stuck every time. So you can define a maximum amount of a time to execute that particular test case. If you, after defining maximum amount of a time, whether after that particular time the test case will exit from there exactly. So in order to do that certain condition, you have to mention as a timeout. Actually, there is a one more parameter called a timeout. Just I'll show you. This and all available here on exactly what you call test. If you go official website, it is available. Can you see there is a timeout option? Timeout. See, can you see the maximum number of what you call millisecond to take this test should take exactly? So you don't know, sometimes this test case is what you call taking 10 minutes, 15 minutes, some issue with respect to that test cases. So in order to stop those kind of scenario, you're giving a average. You for this test case, it will take some 20 second only, so you will give maximum 30 second. If didn't executed within the 30 second, you what you call you are defining it should execute, otherwise it will move to the next test cases. So I will mention the timeout as a 30 second. Like this you can mention. So you can give how many parameters it will execute to this what you call 3 times what you call 30 second for the maximum timeout. So I will remove this invocation, only will give a timeout here. So what it means, right? It means it will take maximum 30 seconds only to execute this test cases. If any issue found in a test cases, it won't stuck. It will move to the after 30 seconds, it will move to the next test case. So this is a timeout. That one, like this you can give run again, same thing, it will run. Just one test case it will run. Not it didn't finish. So it is taking a time. See, actually, see, can you see a thread timeout exception? It is coming. So I think it didn't finish the maximum 30 second. Actually, like this, you'll get, even though in real time also timeout exception, you will get exactly something. So it will give something here. So millisecond it is actually. Assume that 3 second will not give, whether it will execute within 3 seconds, or I think even though it more required. Yeah, please join the same link after this one. Exactly, it will disconnect the call within 1 minute. What happened? So something. Okay, I think